When you're coping with pain, injuries, loss of lifestyle, once you stabilise and get yourself a bit on track, then you become functional. And during that functionality, you work on things that you're good at so you can survive the day. But then it gets really easy to stay stuck in that survive the day mode rather than making sure at different times, if you want to change things, you got to break them back down to scratch. And while that might be frustrating and feeling like you're taking quite a few steps back, and you may blow into some pain again, you may not. Depends. That's always the great unknown with any retraining, rehab. Sometimes you don't know certain outcomes until you dip your toe in the water. But allowing yourself to accommodate change and how you want to make something better, to build something better towards the future, that's a very different conversation and a very different training outlook than just ticking off the box for the box's sake. And sometimes we're empowered by ticking off boxes when we haven't been able to tick off a box at all. And other times we want to lean in and say, what sort of quality am I ticking this box off with? And will this allow a better progression later on? Okay. Better walk again. Step well and truly into the top end of 3 towards 4, anything uphill. So some parts of life are about showing up. Some parts are about making sure you tick off the box. Some parts are about making sure you work on that quality of what you're ticking off. But each of those things have different requirements for mental attitude, your mindset, and doing what's right for you. There's no use going, I want to improve the quality when I can barely stand up. When you're really struggling, showing you up is the greatest thing you can do. Then making sure you get some consistency in ticking things off. We've always got to make sure what section are we in, and never compare it to someone else, because they might be in a totally different section. There'll be ups and downs, peaks and troughs, depending on what you're working on. To get a certain improvement, you're going to go down in your performance, down in your stats. But do you think in the long run this is going to be the helpful thing that I need? We can be a harsh self-critic, especially when we've put so much effort into clawing our way forward. Don't always be the harshest critic in your life at all stages in your life. Pick your times when to understand showing up and making it was a really good thing. Other times, if you have to go back and do something again, sure, do it again. What price are you paying for that? if in perfection I'm paying a price of being stuck, then is it worth being perfect? If in the price of always compromising and just getting it done, in the long run, I'm actually loading up my body or my mind in all the wrong ways and it'll easily fall apart. All these things are a balancing act. There's no absolute rights. You just got to be aware though of what you're doing, why you're doing something, and also the consequences of that why. If I'm trying to change my technique and being more correct, I've got to allow my body to adjust into that. If I don't allow that adjustment, then I'll burn myself out. That's just me anyway. Let me know if those thoughts help you. One more thing to go to stay in my zone 2, and I'm going to stick with doing this for a couple of weeks of zone 2 training, really connecting into breathing, trying to make sure I can keep it close to a recoverable level rather than always blowing myself out of the water. I can get it done, but it's starting to feel like it wasn't building stronger. So let's see if this is. Let me know if you've tried zone 2, how you've gone with it. I'd love to hear whether you found zone 2 effective, how you felt about mentally getting into zone 2, and how long you felt until you start to see some different results. Take care, be kind, and I'll catch you on the next video. Remember to like and subscribe. Take care.